Okay, looks like recording has started. Okay. All right, welcome everybody. Good evening or good morning or good afternoon, depending on where you are in this world. It is Friday, March the 27th, and welcome to the Singapore Online English Speaking Toastmasters Club. I'm going to give you a few items before we get started. If you are speaking, please unmute yourself, but if you're not speaking, please mute your microphone. And also, if you're muted and you're speaking and we can't hear you, we will give you this sign. We'll put our hand behind our ear to let you know that we can't hear you and that you need to unmute your microphone. And the way we applaud in our Toastmasters meeting, since most of us will be muted, we just kind of wave our hands right by our sides to let people know that we are applauding for people. So those are the general rules for our meeting. And what I'm going to do is there's quite a few people on the screen right now, and we'll just go around and have our guests introduce themselves. And if you would just let us know your name, what club you're in, or if you are in the Toastmaster Club, and also where, if you're not in Singapore, tell us where you are in the world and what time of day it is. So I'm going to go around and click on the screens, and if you're looking at your screen, you should see a yellow box go around your picture, so just in case I can't pronounce your name properly. And I'm going to click the person who's right next to my screen right now. Let's see if it will. Why can't I? Spotlight video. There we go. All right. Is it Tam Pins? Please unmute yourself and let us know who you are. Okay, I'll mute you. Oops. Can't unmute. There you go. Oops. Okay, go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead. Yes.
Okay. I'm Shah from Singapore, Temple Changkat Advanced Club. Tonight, I just come in to take a look at how the Singapore online meeting looks like. I have joined the Singapore online contest, and tonight I'm looking at how the meeting going on.
Okay.
So just to experience the meeting. That's it. Back to you, Toastmaster Day.
Thank you very much. Welcome. And let me see. I'll go over here and see if I can highlight. Is it Stephen? Please unmute yourself. Okay.
Yeah, hello everybody. I'm Stephen from the Bonn International Toastmasters and Redefluss Bonn, two clubs in Bonn in Germany. I'm a long-time member already, and we started online meetings last week only. So this is my fourth online meeting or so. And I took the chance to visit different clubs, not in Singapore yet. I have been there 9 years ago, but I have been to Indonesia, 2 clubs visiting last year, and also 2 clubs in Australia, in Brisbane. So I enjoy Toastmasters meetings a lot. Tomorrow we will have our local area contest, and I'm looking forward to my first Singapore club meeting. Thank you very much.
What time of day is it there?
Oh, it's 2 p.m.
All right, thank you.
Yeah.
Welcome.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see. How about, is it Winston?
Okay, good evening, everyone. My name is Hiren, and I'm from. Just let me. Okay, sorry, I need to cut off one of the device because I'm using 2 devices. So I'm from Zhuhai Toastmaster Club, from District 89 R2 area, because last night really came here to do as the individual evaluator, and he invited us to be here tonight, and that is why I'm very honored to get the invitation from Willie and come to learn from all of you guys. And I hope that tonight I can learn something from you. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. Welcome. We also do this so that we can do a mic check. So that's why we're kind of going around the room too. All right, let me see if I can get, how about Kelly?
Okay, hello. Good evening, everyone. Yes, my name is Kelly. I'm from Zhuhai High Tech Toastmasters. Also, I joined Toastmaster meeting last night. That's why I know here, and I'm very happy to be here. Actually, I really want to visit Singapore in the future. Okay, I'm very happy to be here, and I really want to enjoy the meeting as well. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, let me see if I can spotlight. Is it Robert?
Hello everyone, my name is Robert and also from Zhuhai Toastmasters Club. And thank you Willie to invite us to your meeting, and we're enjoying this meeting. And if possible, maybe in the future we can invite you to join our meeting also, because I'm the VP of our Toastmasters. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, welcome. All right, let's see, how about, is it Emily?
Hello everyone, this is Emily from China, Chongqing Toastmaster Club. Well, I heard about Singapore online from our VPM Carol, and actually we don't have a lot of time difference with Singapore. It's 9 p.m. and I really want to enjoy your meeting. Thank you.
Thank you, welcome. Okay, let's see, next is Beatrice.
Oh, right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Right. Hello, I'm Beatrice Freeman. It is 1 p.m. I am having a lunch, and I'm in London, UK. I'm a member of District 91 in London, Canary Wharf, and I joined Toastmasters in January. I'm very keen to do the visionary communicator path in order to become a panel moderator. It's been my dream for a long time to do panel moderating. I've done speaking before, but in different capacity. I've done corporate comedy. I won an award for after dinner speaking, but it's very, very different to be serious while you're speaking, and I can't really be serious when I'm speaking very easily. So I appreciate all the training that Toastmasters are giving me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Beatrice. Welcome.
You'll need to unlock your iPad first.
Sorry, I got Siri talking to me. Okay, Jessie, please introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jessie. I'm also from China, Zhuhai Toastmasters Club. And last night, I developed my CC10 speech and really become my individual evaluator. Really thanks him to evaluate me, and I learned a lot from him. And he invited us to join this meeting, so I'm looking forward to learn from you. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Welcome. Let's see. How about is it Lalith? I'm sorry.
Yes, my name is Lalith. I'm from Sri Lanka, and I'm very excited to see some of the faces for the third or the fourth time within the last 1 or 2 weeks. Thank you very much for holding this meeting. This is very educative for us in Sri Lanka.
Okay, welcome. Okay, let me see if I can get, this is Makiko.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello, everyone. I'm Mikiko Bando from Japan. I belong to Diversity Toastmasters Club. And this is the third time for me to join this meeting as a guest. And President Wilson kindly introduced this Singapore club to Diversity Toastmasters Club when he joined us. And I'm very excited to share the time with all of you from all over the world. Thank you very much.
Okay, welcome. Let's see if I can get, oops, I don't have a video, but is Fiona on? Fiona?
Yes, I'm on.
Yes, please introduce yourself.
Again, okay. I'm becoming like a frequent guest of your club. Actually, I really hope to join you. I'm coming from China. I'm not a Toastmaster yet, but I'm on the way. I'm going to be a Toastmaster in my local club for like in half a month at least, I think, because the quarantine time takes less activity from them, and they need me to be taking the meeting role. I have another meeting role to be finished in the next week. So after I join their club, then I will apply my membership in your club. Okay.
Right.
Looking forward to join your club. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We're looking forward to having you. Okay, let me see. I don't see a video, but is Winston on?
It's me. It's the same people because I have got 2 accounts.
Oh, okay.
I use 2 devices.
Okay, sorry. Okay, I see Fiona now down the. All right, some people have 2 up. All right, now I'm getting it. Let's see. Joan is always visiting us. Joan, are you on? Yes, unmute, please.
Hello, hi, how are you all? I'm Joan Dsouze. I'm from Toastmasters Club of Singapore. I started Toastmasters last year in July, and I've really enjoyed the experience. It has given me a lot of confidence in speaking, and I've really come out of my comfort zone. It's a blessing for me, Toastmasters. So thank you so much for having me today. Okay. And thank you, Willie, and the Singapore online meeting, Toastmasters Club, to do this each and every week for us. Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you, Joan. Okay, let's see. I don't see a picture, but is Michelle on?
Hello, everyone. I'm from Chongqing Toastmaster, China, and I joined this meeting because our VPM Carol, she recommended this meeting to us. I think it's very lucky for us to join this online meeting, and I think we can have a wonderful time tonight because now China, the time in China is 9 p.m. So thank you.
Okay, welcome, Michelle. Thank you. Let's see. Next will be Carol. I don't see a video, but is Carol on? There.
Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, this is Carol from Chongqing Toastmasters Club, China, and I went to CC Club based in United States, and I saw panels. He invited me to join your club regular meeting again because I joined your contest meeting last week just to have a look, and I'm visiting online clubs everywhere to learn from you guys. Hope this is a wonderful meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Welcome, Carol. And let's see, this one, I don't see a video, but is it Chaudhry? Sorry if I messed up your name.
No problem. It is correct. It is Chaudhry. My name is Bikaran Chaudhry. I am a Toastmaster in Singapore, and I belong to a club called Raffles at Mountbatten. By the way, I didn't really do an audio check. I'm assuming you guys can hear me.
Yes.
And I will get a camera working in a bit. I'm just having a little bit of an issue because, never mind, I won't get into that. But I just wanted to find out, I was actually requested to evaluate someone. I haven't been sent any information as to what, who. So I'm wondering, am I required, not required? I signed on with basically a little bit of fogginess as I didn't get all the information. So if you can just let me know, that'll be great.
Yes, I plan to send out the evaluations to everybody if you haven't got it. So if in a little bit, if you look in the chat box, you'll see the different people's names come up, and I'll try to give you a warning that it's coming too. Okay, let me see.
Okay, so do I know which speaker I'll be evaluating? Because I pulled up the schedule.
Yeah, right now it looks like you were evaluating the number 6 or last speaker.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Okay. All right, I'll send that out in a little bit. All right, let's see. Who else did I not get? Looks like Oscar is. Whoop, there you go, Oscar. Please unmute.
Hey, good evening over there. My name is Oscar, and I am the secretary and the sergeant at arms of a club in Mexico, in the center of Mexico. We have my city has the Nissan factory in our country. But anyway, yes. And so I just wanted to see what it's like to be in a in a Toastmasters club that is at the whole other side of the world.
All right, welcome, Oscar. I'm on the same side of the world. What time is it there in your town? Time of day?
It was just 20 minutes past 7 a.m.
All right.
AM.
Yeah, you're one time zone away from me. It's 6:20 my time. Where I'm in California. Okay.
Oh, bye.
Okay, looks like the last person I see maybe might be Anna. Anna, could you unmute? Okay, I guess Anna's not ready. So, all right, then let me go ahead and conclude this part of the meeting, and I'm going to reintroduce our President, Willie Lowe, who will be giving his presidential address for us. Go ahead, Willie. Over to you, Willie.
Thank you, Toastmaster of the day, fellow Toastmasters and guests. Empathy is the essence of emotional intelligence and is the biggest single leadership skill needed in today's world, according to study by Evaluator Dimension International. Emotional intelligence is also marked by listening skill, respectful behavior, grace under pressure, solid judgment, and open mind to feedback. The EI savvy can simply get along with others and work with productive teams. Whether in our workplace, in organizations, or in personal relations, where we feel we are understood, valued, and appreciated, we want to contribute and stay in the environment that really keep us motivated to work towards something beyond what our own immediate individual needs. It increases engagement among team members and provide a sense of belonging. Just take for example, members of weekly sports team have happily congrats their teammates when one or less score a goal or achieve a milestone. They also are quick to express concern when a teammate is injured, in trouble, or performing poorly. This level of concern allows team members to take risks and push their limit, knowing that if they feel their fellow members will still be supported. Fellow Toastmasters and guests, as member of Toastmasters, we are member of Toastmasters International. For guests who are not Toastmasters, you will find that in Toastmasters we provide a courses. Toastmasters International clubs allow conclusive learning opportunity that you may have. You will not be distracted because there's no pressure to take your own sweet time, and you network with people all over the world or in your local country. I remember the first time I joined a Toastmasters club in 2003. The first day I felt welcome, and immediately, less than 3 hours, I decided to join the physical club. I look back the years, the journey. I went through a lot of ups and downs. journey in Toastmasters. There have been feedback, negative feedback, whatever you can call that. Improvement is what I come to Toastmasters to improve my publicity. Although there's always politics. For the past few weeks, the Singapore online team plus the physical club Toastmasters, we have a very busy journey that we feel that I was having a lot of negative feedback. But Toastmasters, the education system and a club conducive learning opportunity allowed me to take the good one, the bad one, throw good and then forget about it and move on. This is how I have moved for my personality has changed. If I don't like the feedback, I just throw it away. If I like the feedback, I just keep it and improve myself. Many Toastmasters have feedback to me that you don't know if you have improved. You still continue to make mistakes. But I can say one thing. Toastmasters, the journey as a Toastmaster helped me to improve and improve and improve. It's not a overnight improvement. Just take, for example, Rome is not built in a day. So fellow Toastmasters, that's what about the Singapore Online Club. We are a very fun club, although we have a lot of activities that allow us to burn out, especially the club officer. But this have been programmed in a way that we are here to help members develop their public speaking skill, confidence, actually 4 parts again. Listening skill, thinking skill, speaking, and doing. I want to tell you review something about me. I'm still not good at listening skill. That's why I come back. I left Toastmasters in 2006. I came back in 2014. So the reason I came back because I still had to learn how to listen properly. Although I have improved in my thinking skill because my work required me to think a lot. I'm an incident manager, and I came back to finish my Toastmasters journey in the traditional program. I just got my BTN last Thursday. And I've been doing a lot of club officer roles, district role in the past. I'm still going to continue to. So Toastmasters allow you to fail, make mistakes here, and you can move on, be a better person in your corporate life. Over back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Okay, thank you, Mr. President. Let's see if I could change this first. Okay. Just for information, everybody, in case you did not get a copy of the agenda, I just sent it into the chat box so that everybody should see that I posted Singapore Online Agenda, just so that everybody who didn't get it, you have an idea of what we're doing today. The next part of our program is the part that is really a lot of fun. Well, it could be for some of us. Some of us like to speak off the cuff and others may need a little bit of practice. So we will be getting some practice this morning. Or this evening, I'm sorry, it's evening where you are, it's morning where I'm at.
It's lunch.
Yeah, well, it's lunch, okay, it's
lunchtime.
We got the whole world covered.
Yes.
Okay, our table topic master for the day is going to be Distinguished Toastmaster Shan, and I'll let her take over and also have the timer report for her too. So Shan, go ahead and take it away as table topic master.
Okay, give me a moment first. Let me just adjust one thing.
Okay.
Is that everybody inside the audience now? Anyone coming in? Because I'm going to add one more person, and this is how I'm going to select.
Yeah, excuse me, Shan, before I forgot to mention another thing so that everybody can see the timer. If you're not familiar with Zoom, up in the upper right-hand corner for most of you, there's either going to be speaker view or gallery view. And in order to see the timer, you probably would need to go to gallery view. So you should see almost everybody on screen. Okay, sorry, Shanshan, go ahead.
Okay, now I'm going to share screen and I'm going to show you something. This is how we are going to select the names. Everybody can see the names there. Make sure that your names are inside. So if I spin the names, the first person that speaks, the names that come up will be the speaker. Shall we do that? So that will be the easier way and that will be the fairer way to get speakers. Okay, so if everybody's ready, I will proceed on and let's see who it lands on. Oh, Uncle Chai, you are the first person, yeah. Uncle Chai, are you ready? Where is Mr. Chai?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. So before I begin, this is how we will follow the timing. 1 minute green, 1.5 minutes yellow, second minute will be red, and 2 minutes it will just be red screen all the way. So 20 questions, choose a number.
Number?
Yes, just choose a number.
Any number?
Any number.
Okay, number 4.
Number 4.
Yes.
Number 4 is a quote. The opposite of anger is not calmness, it's empathy.
Opposite of what? Anger?
Anger, yes. You can see my screen, right?
I can't see. Yes, I'm still looking at your what do you call your this lottery wheel.
Okay. I changed it already. You see, take a look. The question is, the opposite of anger is not calmness, it's empathy.
The opposite of anger is not
calmness. It's
calmness.
empathy.
But empathy.
It's empathy, yes, correct.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, anger is something that where you show your emotion in a very negative way, shouting, anger, getting angry over certain things and so on. When things are not, when you heard something that's not happy about, you flare into your emotion, come into play in a very negative way. That's anger. And my quote here is that opposite of anger is not calmness, but empathy. Empathy, E-M-P-A-T-H-Y. Is that correct, Shanshan?
Yes.
Right, empathy. Let me. I'm quite intrigued how this quote come about. Opposite of anger is not calmness but empathy. When you get angry, you're showing your negative emotion. How can it be known as empathy? I can't really figure out when you are getting angry over certain thing and get angry with somebody, that is called empathy. I don't think so. You're showing your emotion, your reaction over things that you feel that's not correct. So is that empathy? I think the other party, when he see my anger and my expression in not a very friendly way, I think the other person get frightened and go away. You won't feel that I'm empathizing with him. So how does anger, the opposite of anger is not calmness but empathy. It's not kindness but empathy. I don't think so. So this to me, this quote is a bit weird, that it doesn't really express what anger is all about. When you're angry at certain things, I don't think you are expressing empathy. You are expressing your feelings, emotional feeling about something that's not correct. So that's how I see this quote about. Well, back to you, Toastmaster today. I'm a table topic master.
All right, thank you. So now let's go back to the wheel and let's see who is the next person. Oh, I think We have a guest. Is she around? Let me see. Where did she disappear to? Yep. Is she around? If not, I'm going for another person. Okay, then go for another person then. Ew. Okay, we have Yanping to do the evaluation, to do the table topics. So let me go to this, and where is my... Okay, can I have Yanping for the next question? And she around? Yep, Yanping, you are on. I need your audio on.
Hello.
Can I have the
Okay.
question?
What's the question? Yes.
Choose the number.
Number 9.
Number 9. This is another quote. I believe empathy is the most essential quality of civilization.
Okay. I will just start. Is empathy really so and the most important trait in all civilizations? I would say at this time, yes. At this point, I remember the case when nurses are shunned in the public, despite all that they have done. They did whatever they can to save people from the COVID-19. There are a lot of background things that we don't really see. A lot of things that we would rather not handle, like needles and body fluids. And yet, some segments, of society shun them. I think at this time, this is an example that I can quote because this is very current. And I hope that people will actually empathize, will ask questions, before they just take anything, at face value. So to me, this is what empathy it is. Thank you. Over to you.
Okay, so let's have the next. Hold on. Let's have the next speaker. So there'll be some changes, and let's see who will be the next person. All right, we'll have Wilson.
Okay, so
Okay.
Now, Winston, can I have the question?
Question. So how many numbers I can choose from because I cannot see any at the moment?
Number 4, number 9 is out, so you choose a number.
Number 4 and number 9 is out, so I would like to choose number 7.
Wait, let me just reshare it again. Let me just get into it so that you can see. Can you see now?
Okay, that's great.
Okay,
you
so
have got
number
so many
7,
questions,
right?
it is hard for me to choose, but I will still choose number 7.
Okay. Number 7. Empathy is a special way of coming to know another and ourselves.
Empathy is a way of coming to know another and ourselves. Empathy is always a way to know another and ourselves. So, ladies and gentlemen, how many of you would agree for this statement? Maybe raise up your hand. I will give you 5 minutes. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. I did not see anyone raise up their hand, so it means that empathy is not a special way to sorry, you cut off the share screen. I can't remember. This is so long. Can you please put back the share screen? It is too long. Empathy is not the special way of coming to know another and ourselves, because nobody in this world needs empathy. All the hardworking things, it is through our hardworking. For example, if I want to be the champion of the English speaking contest, I need to put through all my enthusiastic, I need to put through all my time, and I need to put through all the ability that I have already learned in the past. If I lost, I will just review what I have done wrong. But if people just keep showing their empathy on me to say that, hey, Vincent, you have already done a very good job, will I get anything better? No, because empathy is only showing that they will just show sorry for you, but you are not going to learn anything from their sorry. That is why when someone shows the empathy on you, you just say thank you and keep on what you are doing. So ladies and gentlemen, empathy is definitely a special way of knowing yourself. Empathy is the way of denying what you have already done. So just keep focusing on what you have already done and just review it and keep going, and the success is waving its hand on you.
Okay, great. Now, we will go for the next person. Last 3 slots available. So let's us go to the screen and let's see who is the next lucky victim for table topic. Ooh, we have Beatrice to do the table topic. Well done. Beatrice, are you ready? Let's go for the question.
Yes, just unmuted myself.
All right, okay. Well done. Okay, here are the questions. Pick a number.
The lucky 8, please.
Lucky 8. There you go. Okay, this is a very long one, so I'll just repeat it. Love is that enviable state that knows no envy or vanity, only empathy and a longing to be greater than oneself.
That's a very interesting topic, Madam Topic Master. I had no idea I would be talking about love worldwide today. Love is something that we definitely need at these terrible times. And I think because now we have so much more time to think about things, we all realize how important love is in the world and in our lives. Love in this is a state where when we have no ego and we have no private interest in mind, when we don't position ourselves against other people, but we feel this wonderful, wonderful sense of belonging together. And to me, love is feeling humane, feeling human, having a personal connection with people, which is the most wonderful thing in the world. If you think about what things make you happy, the possessions, the holidays, the programs that you watch, it is actually the people that you meet who enrich your life, who really make a difference to how you feel. And while I am not sure I am keeping on the line of the topic, I'm very pleased that I got to talk about love here. I think we all feel it in Toastmasters. Toastmasters is a place where we all learn to overcome our fear of public speaking. And we all do it with love. I can always feel it in the meetings, and I'm really hoping that the meetings will come back on. Thank you.
Thank you for that. All right. Now, I think I have. Okay, never mind. Let me go to the one for the wheel first. Then we'll come back. Let me get to the wheel again. Okay, we'll have Jocelyn. Jocelyn, are you there? Jocelyn. Okay, I think she has logged out. Never mind. And then, okay. Someone has requested they want to do the table topics, and it's not in my way because, okay, never mind. That is on the request of the club president. So can we have Adele? Yep. Adele from Saudi Arabia. Is that right? Okay, this is request from the club president. So let me just share my screen again. Yep, this is the screen. And can we have the question again? The numbers? Bear in mind that some of the questions may be long because it's a code. So
number 2.
Can I have the number? Number 2. This one.
Yes, number 2 is, thank you.
Number 2. Okay, number 2. Hold on, let me just shift out. Okay. Number
everyone.
2, it says, sorry?
Welcome everyone. Sorry, my greeting to everyone. Welcome everyone.
Okay, your question is, when you start to develop your powers of empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you.
Okay, when you start to develop, when you start to develop your powers of empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you. But when you start to develop your powers of empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you. Okay. Can I start now?
Yep.
Oh, sorry,
Thank you.
I forgot that you meant me. Okay, so as it happens, when we develop when indeed
Sorry, Oscar.
Yeah, sorry. Wasn't me, sorry.
Oscar, you'll be the next one.
Okay.
Okay.
So Adele, please proceed.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, when you start to develop your powers to empathy and imagination, the whole world opens up to you. So I think it is it's very important to develop our influencing and what we imagine about the love. Every time we get, for example, let me say, every time we give to others and develop our giving to others, especially family and also the people around us everywhere. We will, I think, find chances, or we will see the effect of our effect or our influencing on others, on whatever age, kids or elders or young, everyone. So I think we will then, it is like reward ourselves when we give others, and the effect maybe we can be after years or after weeks or after months or after, and someday we will it is like you reward yourself by looking or by seeing the effect on the other side someday, especially your family. If you see the effect on others, so it will be bigger and more important with your family also. That's all, and thank you very much.
Right, thank you. So now, give me a moment to do something. Let me see. Okay, here is the deal. If I put everybody into the group for table topics, it will go into the last 1 hour for table topics. So I'm going to be fair. That's the reason why we have the wheel, and we won't drag the meeting too long if we have 20 persons speaking 20 table topics at one go. Right, we tried that. Our meeting ended at 12 a.m. in the morning, and next day some of us still have to work. That is 12 a.m. Singapore time. Okay, so I will proceed with Oscar and Angela. Whoever else wants to speak will go onto the wheel already, so that we will have to be fair to others as well. Right? So Oscar, can you please choose the number? Hold on, let me share my screen again. Hold on. Okay, can I have the number, Oscar? Oscar, please unmute yourself and give me a number. Sorry? That will be number 11 or number 12?
Yes, number 6, please.
Number 6, sorry, because your screen is opposite. So number 6. All right, this is a quote. Empathy is simply listening, holding space, withholding judgment, emotionally connecting and communicating that incredibly healing message of you are not alone.
Very well. So indeed, I believe I share the same opinion as Brian Brown here, Toastmaster of the meeting, fellow members and guests, friends, all of you. We all ought to be able to recognize the healing power of empathy. I belong to an organization that defends the value of the family core in our society, because when we are capable of realizing that the next person's happiness is just as, or perhaps even more important than our own, is that we can realize that we can find the motivation to make a better world in any place we look. Because when we see anything around us with the right kind of motivation, we can get encouragement to carry on. Like, for example, if you are looking at the floor tiles in your house, is that you can realize that somebody worked very hard for you to have a quality, and so you can enjoy walking on a very firm floor, and instead of a ground floor, and it is for you to have health, and everybody working from their own point of view towards a better world is a really helpful way to see things.
Okay, that's supported, Oscar. Great, if you just give a thumbs up. Okay, so next we will have Anna. Where is she? Anna, is she here? And Anna, are you here? Anna, are you here?
I'm Angela.
No, I'm talking about Anna. Alright, since Angela, you are here, let's go for you then. Okay, let me share my screen first. And can I have the question?
Number one.
Number one. Leadership is about empathy. It is about having the ability to relate to and connect with people for the purpose of inspiring and empowering their lives.
Yes. In Toastmasters, we have two tracks. One is a leadership track, and the other one is making speech. I mean, in the old educational program. But of course, in our new educational program, we also have to train about this too. Leadership is also empathy, because it is very important as a president. You have to know your members well, so that you have the empathy why the educational vice president is disappearing from the scene, or maybe he has a very he has a job to do in his daytime, so he can't spare the time in the Toastmaster meeting. As a leader, you have to talk to him, to discuss with him why he or she is disappearing, and then as a leader, then you have the empathy to know and inspire, or to discuss with EVP, so that hopefully you can bring her back to the Toastmaster meeting with an empathetic approach, so that he will know that you are inspiring and helping her to come back to the Toastmaster arena, not just scolding or tell her that why you are disappearing. I haven't seen you for a while. So I think leadership is very important, especially if we have the empathy approach, and then you can inspire and empower the people to a upper level. So I think that is good. I don't know, I can't see the timing. So yeah, I thought empathy is this word is coming from social work. Sansan, are you a social worker, or are you studying social work in this? Because tonight,
actually, no. I'm working in the travel industry actually.
Oh, I see. Because tonight I hear the word empathy so many times.
Yes, correct. That is the theme of today, empathy.
It's a theme. Oh, empathy. Oh, I okay. And as a person, when I was young, I don't have any empathy to the people. But when I was growing up, and I met a lot of people, I know empathy is more important than others, because when you have that empathy element, then you will become more successful than people they don't have that kind of empathetic feelings. Right. And this is my sharing. Is it time's up?
Yep, it is.
Thank you, Sansan.
Okay. Anna is here now, finally. All right. Let's get back to my screen for the last table topic speaker. Can I have the number, please? Hold on now with the... Okay. Can I have the last speaker? Give me a number. Anna, are you there? Anna. I see her just now, but I don't know where she go.
Looks like her video's frozen.
Yep, that's what I see. Okay, we will wait for a while. I think she's locked out again, yeah. She's locked out again. I don't see her name. Okay, Anna is there, but her screen is frozen. Shall we move on to the last speaker, because due to technical difficulty, we also can't possibly wait for more. Okay, let's see, is there anything on the chat? Okay, then I have the last volunteer then. The very last volunteer. Who wants to volunteer, or I shall use the wheel again? Okay, let me get back to the wheel. Oh, I see a hand. Joan wants to do the table topic. Am I right? Okay, then we'll go to Joan then. Okay. Joan, your question, please.
Table topic 16, I'll take that.
16. Okay, let's see. All right, sometimes it's a very long quote, so just bear with it. Empathy is about standing in someone else's shoes, feeling with his or her heart, seeing with his or her eyes. Not only is empathy hard to outsource and automate, but it makes the world a better place.
I totally agree with this phrase, ladies and gentlemen, that empathy is actually just about putting yourself in someone else's shoes, understanding what that other person is going through and what he must have gone through and why is he behaving like this. I mean, I can totally tell you from examples of people around me, as well as people who are right now suffering from COVID-19. We have to really put ourselves in their shoes in order to understand what they're going through. And it can be felt with heart. It has to be felt with our heart. You cannot just understand it with eyes and listen, but you have to really make sure that you put your heart, soul, and mind in their position in order to understand what they're going through. I mean, you can see like people, like for even we kind of run away even when we see people having minor infection now, minor cold and flu or minor cough, cold. We just don't even want to get close to that person. But is that the right thing to do? I mean, certainly you don't want to get close to that person, but you have to be empathetic and understand that that person may not be suffering from COVID-19, maybe just having a minor cold. And so please make sure, my friends, that before labeling a person that he's suffering from COVID-19, just understand that this could be another source and or just a minor cold or a flu, and just don't bar that person, don't run away from that person. Maintain your social distance, maintain whatever measures you have to maintain, wash your hands, but just don't treat that person as, untouchable. So be empathetic towards that person. And because that will affect his mind and mental emotions and his mental stability. Thank you very much, and back to Toastmasters of the day.
All right, that concludes the table topic session. I hope everybody had fun with the questions, and I understand it's a long quote, but these are quotes on empathy that can't be really that shortened. Now back to you, Dennis, and back to you, Willie, to launch the poll. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much, Sean, for helping us with table topics today. Let's see if is the poll ready to go. There's a lot of names in here, but I'm not sure if everybody was a speaker, but I'm going to go ahead and launch the polling. Okay, polling should be up. Please vote for the person who you thought did the best job. I'm not sure if all the names are right, but it's what we have right now.
Dennis, the names are on the chat box. Check the chat box where they have 8 person, and I think 1 person. This will be the last.
There's also more than one screen too, so you need to scroll.
Correct. This will be the last 2 weeks. Meetings, which most of the names are not there. In fact, really, most of the new names are not there.
Yeah.
Because you have some, Roy didn't speak, Fiona didn't speak.
Go and search for the date of the meeting.
Huh?
Search for the name of the poly, today's date.
Yeah,
the date showed is 6th of March, Billy.
You can select.
I can select.
Yes.
My screen shows 6th of March votes for table topics here.
Yeah. If you don't see the name, please scroll up or down. You might find the other name.
Okay, this is the one that is up on screen is the correct one. Please use that. Thank you.
We're at 25%. Okay, 37%. Good. Okay, let's see, we're at 55%. Need a few more people to vote. All right, I'm going to give it about 10 more seconds and I'm going to go ahead and end the polling.
Excuse me, is it possible for me to ask one question?
Sure.
Yeah, I'm just wondering for timer, what kind of software did you use to show your timing on the screen? Because this one is very interesting. I find that it is very useful for us. So we really want to know how did you make it?
It's called Minicam.
I'm using Manicam. I'm trying to perfect it. So please.
Medicam. So
I'm going to end the polling.
Is it this one?
Okay, here are the results. And the winner is, looks like it's Joan. Joan is the winner of Table Topics. Congratulations, Joan.
Thank you.
All right, let's see, what time is it? It's, okay, let's take about a 10-minute break. It's 10 after right now, so come back at 20 after the hour, whatever time zone you're in. We'll take a 10-minute break. And if you'd like, you can go ahead and turn off your video at this time, and then when you come back, restore your video, but we're taking a 10-minute break right now. Okay. Yeah, Alicia, can you go back into Minicam your screen and see if you can drag the text so that it's on the upper part of your screen, upper left of your screen. Right now it's right across it is across your face. The
yeah,
numbers.
Yeah, I have issue doing that. How do you do that?
You have to go back. Yeah, go ahead.
Desktop. Share your desktop.
You can move. I didn't know can move.
Take away your control.
I thought it's stuck at the
this
center.
one. No, but you know
Alicia, share your desktop.
No, can move, can move. The thing can move.
It needs to go up. Yeah, there you
Yeah,
go.
I know. I thought it couldn't move. I thought it got stuck there.
A little bit more to the either left or right. It's right on the top of your head. That's pretty good.
Oh, I thought it couldn't move. Oh my goodness.
How you can do that? You can set up the timer at the top of your head and moving around.
This is the best spot.
Huh? Is a many cam?
Yes, many can.
How many cam can do this?
Yes.
Okay, thanks.
the other way is this one. The other way will be this one where my video is. Alicia, you're talking about this or the one that shows your face?
How did they get rid of the face?
No.
Okay.
We control your desktop now.
I think cannot. I didn't know. I'm using the free Manicam. I don't think
No,
can get rid of it.
Share your desktop first. Share your desktop.
Yeah, okay.
Okay. Okay, I will take control of your desktop. Share your Manicam application. What do you? You click on the plus sign. There's a plus sign. Then you choose the back image first. Back image.
Image. Oh, can choose the color here.
And then you.
Oh, I see.
You put back first. Okay, you put back first.
Oh, okay.
Then the timer you can change the color. That's all.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
You can add. You can adjust the timer, the location. I don't know how you did it just now. Okay.
You put it in the center. I want to put the center like that.
You have to show your face. Yeah.
Oh, you want to see my face, is it?
Then you have to add layer already. It will be at the bottom.
Add layer. Oh, how to do that?
Right click on the purple color first. On the green color that you put just now. Click on the green color.
Oh, got duration some more. Duration means the color can change.
Okay, you put back first.
It looks like she's got goggles on.
Okay, let's use this. You do. Don't bother about layer already. Later we have fun. So, Paulo, Anna is every problem right?
Anna what?
Is Anna having problem connecting?
What?
It says that she got disconnected.
Yeah, she got disconnected and she texted me in the background that her connection froze. So it's understandable from her side, at least I hope, that we moved on to the next table here.
Okay. Yeah, Willie, I think we're going to change the speaking order too.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay.
No, you are empowered to do anything.
Okay.
Empowered.
Let me start out for one.
Wow, really, you're still controlling my finger.
Three more minutes before we start again. Oops, I forgot to pause the recording. All right, everybody muted, please, if you're not being a speaker. Okay, so we're going to put on the agenda, speaker number 2 will be speaker number 1 right now. So we're making that change. So hopefully your evaluator, Lalith, are you ready to evaluate our first speaker, who's going to be Panos?
Yes, I'm ready. This is Lalith.
I'm sorry, you got 2 pictures on here. I get it straight. Okay, can you give a little background of what the speaker is going to do? Do you have that information?
Yes,
If not, I
have
can do
the
that.
information.
Do you have it?
Yeah, so
Okay, go ahead.
yeah, I got it. So this is the speaker's 4th project in the old education system. It's called Speaking Under Fire. And the purpose of this talk is to present a 3 to 5 minute speech to an audience assumed to be hostile to the speaker's position on a controversial issue. The speaker should attempt to lessen the position, the opposition, and persuade the audience to at least accept that the position has some merit. Following the speech, the speaker is to conduct a 2 to 3 minute question and answer period. In addition to my oral evaluation, I will also be giving written answers to some of the questions that are there in the evaluation guide. So I'll be looking at how effective was the speech organization, logical facts, viewpoint, how effectively did the speaker use emotion and appeals, all sorts of things will be there.
Okay.
So
right.
shall I introduce the speaker?
No, I will do that.
All right.
I will do that. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to reiterate, this speech has 2 parts for our timer, please. Alicia, there's going to be 2 parts. The first part will be timed 3 to 5 minutes. So we have mark it 3, 4, and 5 minutes. And then after that, there's going to be a 2 to 3 minute question and answer. So that could be timed just like an evaluation, 2 to 3 minutes. Okay, so you got that, Alicia? Okay, great. All right, so this is going to be an interesting presentation. It is going to be confrontational. Please help me. Okay, the project, again, is the title of the speech is Running Wild. And this is where Panos is going to try to persuade a hostile audience to at least consider his position on a controversial issue. And then there'll be a question and answer period. So please help me welcome Panos as our first speaker. Go ahead, Panos.
I invite you to imagine how you behave when it comes to your favorite pet. Who here has a favorite pet? Raise your hand. How do you behave when it comes to your favorite car or bicycle or item that you use daily, that you care about? Who here has such an item you can imagine? I would like you to think about the careful actions that you take every day, the way I do when it comes to watering my plants that I'm very proud of, like the wisdom of Asia taking care of the bonsai tree. Careful, thoughtful, masterful movements, full of care, attention, and goodwill. Fellow Toastmasters, honored guests, one of the aspects of my life that brings this care straight out of my heart is the meetings like the one we experience tonight together online in this room. The enthusiasm that I feel every Friday, just the second I'm about to enter this room, cannot be described with words, I assure you. So you can imagine the impact it had on me to receive as feedback that while we can be very proud about the energy and the atmosphere and the enthusiasm that we conduct our meetings with, that members of the audience have told us that sometimes our meetings are, in fact, running wild. Running wild when it comes to time, running wild when it comes to transitions, running wild when it comes to making sure that we engage everyone. And as we heard from the club president, our purpose is to engage members and guests alike. And this is one of the key factors that describe the empathetic intention in this club. I felt a mixture between disappointment and the fierceness that comes with wanting to do the best possible. So I come here today with a strong motion, bring back the role of general evaluator in these meetings. How can this help? Well, let's decentralize the feedback. Let's give control of the feedback to the audience. Let's globalize the feedback. Let's be inviting fellow Toastmasters to act as general evaluators from all around the globe. I wish to see general evaluators to our meetings from Germany, from London, from the United States. Let's diversify the feedback. Every time a new person can be giving us observations and recommendations on how putting ourselves out there for every member and every visitor in meaningful ways.
Will it take longer time?
It might take longer time, but I wouldn't see this as a heavyweight argument, Shanshan, because our meetings anyway take long. And if it takes a fellow Toastmaster from Germany, from the United States, from the UK to tell us how we can come up with ways to effectively shorten our meetings in a crisp format, I would make this time investment. Would you?
I think I will against the motion because it is January evaluator in the group. There, you mentioned 3 countries. There is not enough time for the meeting because time is running, is very short. I mean, 1 hour or maybe 2 hours. Then if you have 3 general evaluator from the floor, then some of the members are not experienced. They don't know how to give a general evaluation. Also the procedure, they don't know. So you must be very careful about this. So I
Excellent point. Excellent point. Sorry to cut you short there, Angela. Excellent point. Let's start then with the most experienced members. Let's start then with the members that are ready to hit the road running with this, so that we also start developing a body of knowledge when it comes to general evaluations within this group. Let's set an example with our own actions. What do you say about this session?
How can you differentiate the inexperienced and experienced? You have to do that beforehand. A lot of preparation, right? Otherwise, you can't do it on the spot.
That is another excellent point. Thank you, Angela. So let's not do this on the spot. Let's plan. For example, let's see how this will work out. I would kindly ask my evaluator tonight, Toastmaster Lalith. Lalith, would you like to be the general evaluator in our next meeting? Look at that. Look at that. Because I've met Lalith online several times. He has convinced me that he is experienced. He is attending the first meeting tonight as a guest, so he understands the meeting DNA. So next meeting, not only will Lalith be able to enjoy our meeting again, but he will be able to have enough time to sleep over our meeting quality and come with solid suggestions. So our commitment can be that every single time you will notice and you will experience a marked improvement in quality, in meeting quality. How does that sound?
I think if you want to define whether it is experience or not, so you have to, for example, you have completed maybe 3 pathways in the speech level or whatever, so that it is based on this line, so that people are called experienced or experienced. If you say, oh, I'm experienced, I'm very good, so it doesn't work.
Yes, there are times that might put us at risk, and that is right. So let's bring the conversation back to the core values in Toastmasters, and it's respect, integrity, service, and excellence. So if you're anything like me, I expect fellow Toastmasters who step up to the role and agree to take the role to have done it before and know that this puts them in a valuable position for everyone in attendance to be offering feedback to the club. While at the same time, I agree with you that we could be formally checking the requirements as to their progress within Pathways and Toastmasters in general. So let's follow both routes and meet in the middle. Any more questions from the floor?
For GE, sometimes you may need to, especially if you're crossing time zones, you may need to note their time zone, especially now in Singapore, it's like 10:38 p.m. In America, where Dennis is like, what, 7 a.m.? And yourself is almost, what, 4 in the afternoon? So sometimes you may need to get someone who is able to come in between these time zones that will suit them so that they are able to come in, you see.
So embracing this challenge, what do you say if we fit this onto our learning curve? Because ever since I started in the online world, I know many more things than the part of the world where I sit in. I know that my time zone is UTC +2. I know that Singapore is UTC +8. I know that Dennis's, our Toastmaster of the evening time zone, is something that I need to look up. So it's all part of the homework that we can be doing here in the Toastmasters Club of Singapore online for us to ensure that we keep increasing our meeting quality and the challenge level to ourselves. What do you say about that, Shanshan?
Yes, that is true. And possibly we may need to get a time and date website so that every time we put up our meetings or anything, we can check the time and date so that we try to get people to come in as well. Because usually we use the GMT timing, sometimes may not be able to get the GMT timing right. So we try to get the UTC timing as well. Right?
So what do you say you and I discussed this? What do you say you and I discussed this opportunity with the club committee right after that? Because it sounds to me like a solid suggestion has come out of this discussion.
Yes, it does.
Well, I believe this concludes the time that we had for this speech tonight. And I would like to give control of the floor back to the Toastmaster of the day. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Panos. Thank you. Hopefully we've got something to work on out of this. Very good. Actually, that was one of the ideas I had too after working on this meeting. We need somebody else to be a buffer. Okay, let's see. I'm going to find out if our first speaker, now second speaker, is ready. Otherwise, we'll bump again. Angela, are you ready? You're muted. Are you ready, Angela?
Yes, I am.
Okay, great. All right, so our next speaker, her evaluator is Joan. And Joan, do you have the information to tell us what Angela is supposed to be doing?
Yes, I have the title here with me, and I also have the purpose. So the title of the speech is Beginning How to Promote Your Business, your self-business. Correct, Angela? Beginning
Beginning blogging.
How to
promote yourself or your business.
Okay, how to promote yourself or your business. Yeah, okay. And the purpose of the speech is, the speaker is to use words and arrangements of words that effectively communicate his or her message to the audience. The speaker should select clear, accurate, descriptive, and short words, and choose verbs that convey action. Sentence and paragraph construction should be simple and short. The speaker needs to include rhetorical devices, avoid jargon and unnecessary words, and use correct grammar. The speech must have a clear purpose and be appropriately organized. And back to you. Thank you, Angela. And the timing of the speech is, I believe, 5 to 7 minutes.
Yes. Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So
Thank you.
yeah, thank you.
Thank you, Joan. And I'll give you just a little bit more information about our speaker. She is also very busy as being an area director, but more importantly for the purposes of this presentation, just to give a little more information about her, she is the author of 20 books and has a daily blog called Travel with Angela Lansbury. So please help me welcome our next presentation done by Angela Lansbury.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody. Now, the first question is, what is a blog? So here's my title for you, in case any of you want to remember this. What is a blog? You look at the letters B-L-O-G, and it's short for web log. It's a log, like a ship's log. It's a daily record of something which is of interest to you, and one hopes for your readers. Now, the next question is, how many readers? Does it matter if you have no readers, or you want to have 1 million readers, or somewhere in between? You could have a blog with no readers except yourself. I have one blog like that, in which I've written my family history as a novel, and it's for my use to edit and show the world much later on. At the moment, I've written things which I don't want people to see because I haven't edited it sufficiently. So that is the simplest blog which has got no readers at all. I'm assuming that most people who start a blog want to share it with somebody. Now, a lot of people write blogs which are only for themselves, their family and their friends about their recent travel trip. And this is perfectly valid. It's not going to have a lot of readers, but you want to make it as good as you can. So the next question is, blogging, what is in it for us? You have to decide what you're doing. Now, these are your choices. You can have a blog, which is for one person only, a blog for your family and friends, a blog which is PR for you, and possibly you as a personality or you as a business person. Then it could be for an interest. You could be a member of a tennis club or promoting chess or any other interest. Or so it could be for a hobby, or it could be for a charity to raise money, a cause such as wildlife, saving wildlife, or at the other extreme, you might want to sell something or to sell a service. Now, a very large number of people do what I do, and they do travel writing. Now, I was a travel writer as a profession for various magazines and newspapers around the world, and also on radio and TV. And I wanted to keep up my travel writing, and the challenge is to write something new every day. And I got some help with this from my son, who is in SEO, which is search engine optimization. And that is to get readers to your website. So it's not enough just to write a website, you have to get people to read it. Now, the usual way to do that is to link through to it on social media. So you copy your blog post and you tell everyone on Facebook or LinkedIn, Instagram, or anywhere else that you've just written a blog post. I look at my statistics every day. The first thing I do in the morning is I look at my page views. Now, you will see something like this, and look at the difference. You turn on in the morning, when the tick over moves over to the next day, you've got no view, nobody has read your blog. Why? Because a minute ago, it was yesterday, and you had the total for yesterday, and the system that counts hasn't yet started counting. So you could have 500 people reading yesterday and nobody reading today. And you think, oh my goodness. So you look in an hour later and you see, is anybody reading? And you look and you compare all your blogs to see which has got the most readers and which countries they are in. Now, with my travel, I found some surprises. The first time when I started writing my blog, I found that I had an amazing number of readers in America. And I said to people, why am I getting all these readers from America when I'm writing about London, England, or Singapore? And it turns out the reason is quite simple. It's because there are more people online in America. And the other thing is, because of the time difference, all through what is nighttime in Singapore, everyone in America is online. And conversely, if you put a blog post up when it's nighttime in America, you're going to get fewer readers. So your readership is going to go up and down. Then I found the most amazing things. There were days when I got all my readers were from Italy, or when I say all, not all, I just mean the more than any other source country. And then on another occasion, I got more readers from Russia. What was the reason? I looked back at the blog posts. I discovered I'd written a blog post that told you how to learn Bulgarian and how to get a keyboard which showed you Cyrillic letters on your keyboard. And I must have been the only person in the world who'd done this, because I suddenly got readers in Russia. And now the question is, are these readers any use to you? Are they going to be buying something like a book that you're trying to sell? Do you want English readers? Now, one of the other things you can do with your blog is you can make it available in other languages. Now, I've got a blog that's in English, but I've got an availability on my site for people to log in from, for example, Italy, and to translate my post into Italian. And my most popular post, which got all my Italian readers who seem to have stuck with me, was about a restaurant in London called the Modigliani, and it had Modigliani paintings all around the walls. And my son told me that if you want readers, one of the ways to do it is to mention famous people. So instead of writing about an Italian restaurant, in this case, I picked Modigliani, who's a well-known person, and people were coming in from all over the world to read that post. Now, the last thing is, when you've got all these readers, what are you going to do with them? And as Toastmasters, you probably know about a call to action. One of the things I started doing, which I didn't do when I first started blogging, is putting a call to action to get people to share my blog or to get them to look at other posts on similar subjects. So I will go back through all my blog posts on the same subject and put the links to them in my latest post. The other temptation is to find that you've got more information on yesterday's post and to try and add it to yesterday's post. This can improve yesterday's post and continue getting you more readers. On the other hand, you can waste an hour of your morning rewriting yesterday's post and not have a new one. So it's quite useful to start with a new post. And finally, the question of where do you get the pictures? I remember there was one day when I spent half an hour online looking for a picture of a lemon, an out of copyright picture of a lemon on Wikipedia. And I went into the kitchen and I sat down and I looked at my fruit bowl and there was a lemon. And I thought, this is completely daft. I can take a picture of a lemon. And the same applies to many other things you write blogs about. You've often got in your own house something you can photograph that you can put on your blog. So don't waste time looking at pictures when you've got the source already. Now, I haven't got my timer. There's a timer, I'm on red. So red, I have to say goodbye. The last thing I want to say to you is, please go to my blog, Travel with Angela Lansbury. Hope you'll enjoy it. And I have loads of other blogs on speeches and speech making, which you will also find of interest. Happy blogging. If you've any questions, write to me.
Okay, thank you very much, Angela. Sounds like you've got a lot more stories to tell us. So and save it for a future time. All right, our next, let's see, we're moving on to our next speaker. Let's see, her evaluator is Yanping. Yanping, do you have the information for Angela's, I'm sorry, for Shanshan's presentation? Can you go ahead and give us a little idea of?
Yes, okay, please give me some time to adjust because I'm using the mobile phone and then it's I can't see everyone's faces all in one screen. It's like I have to scroll here and there.
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, so her speech title is Online Traveling. The speech length is 18 to 22 minutes. The purpose of this project is for the speaker to practice developing and presenting a longer speech. Okay, so the member, let me just rephrase. The speaker will deliver an engaging keynote style speech. The speech may be humorous, informational, or any style the speaker chooses. The speaker should demonstrate excellent presentation skills and deliver compelling content. And lastly, the speech is not a report on the content of the Prepare to Speak Professionally projects. All the best to you, Shanshan.
Okay, thank you, Yanping.
Okay,
I'll go
over
ahead and
to
give
you,
more
Toastmaster.
information. Okay, for our timer, the timing is long for this presentation. It says 18 to 22 minutes. So please, 18 to 22 minutes, Alicia. All right, and we add on to the introduction for Shanshan. She says that the purpose of her speech is the talk about the wanderlust, which is the strong desire to travel that's in us that was stopped due to the COVID-19. So in the comfort of our home, we can travel through our screens temporarily and hope that we can have our wanderlust urges filled soon. So please help me welcome Shanshan. Go ahead, Shanshan.
Thank you. Now, as Dennis mentioned, because of the COVID-19, every plan is stopped. I was planning to go to Shanghai in March, it was stopped. I was thinking of going to Greece in August, and that was putting up as well. So I'm not very sure when I'll be able to visit Greece as one of my bucket list items. So now, let's proceed with my share screen, and that is where our wanderlust will start. And everybody, put on your seatbelts. It's time to travel through the eyes of your screen. If everybody is ready, Willie, I need you to help me to do the screen sharing, please. Thank you. Because it says host has not disabled the sharing.
Done.
All right, thank you. Now, here we go. I sound like Mario. Yeah. Okay. Anybody recognize the place that I just showed in the screen? Can I just have a raise of hand who recognizes this? For the well-traveled person, who recognizes? I see one hand, Hiren. Who else? Only one person. For the well-traveled person in us, couldn't be one person, right? Okay, this is actually in the wonderful country called Indonesia, where it is located in Bali, and this temple itself is called the Tanah Temple. Now, can everybody see the red flag there? If you can see the red flag, just give me a thumbs up. Yeah, I see some. This means you cannot walk over you cannot walk over through the sea to the temple because it's high tide. You can only walk over during low tide. So that is where we can only travel during the low tide. Once the flag is up, we can only see from afar. And we can only see the temple and wish that you are there in the temple doing what you want to do. Now, the title is online traveling because everything else is stopped. Even traveling to the nearby countries from Singapore to Batam, from Singapore to Malaysia, from Singapore to Bintan even, it's all stopped. Everything else is on hold. Your 2020 holiday plans are totally on hold, totally out of sight, out of mind. Not really out of mind because every day you still receive Facebook ads from Chinese recommends, from whichever ones, because you have the AI technology that says you have picked some sort of travel site. So every time Facebook will send you travel sites and you take a look and you go, I can't travel. I can't travel. I can't travel. How can we travel in this situation? We can't even travel. The only way is to go through online traveling, as many people does, where we go through the screens, to travel through our screens. Now, in Singapore, we have a few ways of traveling. I'll just state the top 3. By flight. And by flight, we have a lot of international flights. So wherever you want to travel down to the US, travel down to Europe, travel down to Mexico even, travel down to the World Heritage sites, the UNESCO sites. So this is where we can do by flight. And in terms of cruising, it's actually a very big market, as you can see. It's one of the hardest. In fact, all these 3 industries, the third option is more likely to hit only the local Singapore side because it's by coach. That means we travel from Singapore through the Malaysia borders, through into Malaysia, KL, Malacca, or even Genting Highlands. Now, where we have flight, we have a lot of destinations. And this destination, some of the destinations may be, some people might choose to fly like within your own country, you may want to fly domestic as well. So like from one state to another, from one country to another as well. But in Singapore, we will be traveling internationally because our area is small. East to west is about 6 km. North to south is only about 46 km in terms of length. So you can see that Singapore is very small. One tiny little red dot on the map, but it's a huge area and it's a huge international spot for travel as well. So for flight, we will take a flight down to Croatia. And in Croatia, as you can see, based on my screen, Croatia, Bosnia, Serbia, and Montenegro, and several other countries are part of the Yugoslavia countries at the time. And they have slowly came out of the devastation that was in the 1990s. Let's begin our tour of the coastal city of Croatia. And how many of you have watched the football? Because Croatia was I forgot because I don't really watch football. But Croatia has received a lot of news because they were in the World Cup as well. So, and I don't really watch football, but that's what I know. Croatia is one of the visited countries as well, most visited countries in part of Singapore as well. And they are called the Balkans region. So this is one of the Croatia that we go. Coastal city, we have a population of 4.5 million. The capital is Zagreb, and the currency is the Croatian kuna. Now, where are we? Now we are at the coastal city of Dubrovnik. Brunei is a coastal city, and where you can see is the coastal city, the city palace wall, and you can take a walk along that and to see the sights and the way of life, because along the palace walls you will see the life that is going on within the area as well, within the palace settings, within the outskirts of the walls as well. This is the coastal city, one area, and you can really see a lot of seagulls flying around. The life and the food there is simply amazing. Next up, we'll be going to a place called Split. And it doesn't mean I split you into two. It means that city is called Split. The Dsouze Palace, this one. And here, it was the first time that I actually witnessed a pickpocketing. I don't really say I witnessed, because I just see a group of people passing by, and the next moment, the person shouted that she lost her phone after that group of people passed by her. In a split second, and that is truly split second, are named after the coastal city of Split. In a split second, the phone was taken out of the group during the visit to the palace. And this is the remaining walls of the palace. This one here is the remaining palace walls from that time, the 19th centuries there. In the lower levels, you will see little shops selling souvenirs as well. Now, give you a time to digest, give you a time to pause and think of putting it into your bucket list as well, or putting it into your travel list once the situation improves and everybody is flying out of Singapore to get their fix, their wanderlust fix. Because in Singapore, frankly speaking, food and travel, these are the two things we cannot live without. Next up, we will travel down to a city area called Zada, and that is where you will hear your sounds, put up your ears, and listen to this. This is the sea organ. Just take a moment and listen to it. Right, as you can see, this one, you'll notice that there are waves around, because here, this part, they have pipes lying on the slides, so on the steps, so when the wave flows, the music will come up, and that makes it the sea organ. Next up, we will have the national parks, and this is made up of a few lakes where you can visit. And there's one thing to go, one entrance coming out from the other, and this is called the Pivix Lakes National Park. this is made up of about a few lakes, and you can see that it's very bare because the photo was taken during October, where it's coming up to winter. So the trees are almost bare and not that green, and not that you won't see much of the foliage in this park at the time I was taking the photo. So this is some of the cuisines. I hope I won't make you hungry at this point of time because it's getting late, and I think most of you are not really wondering for supper. So we'll go for a quick supper break by looking at the food. Some of the food here you might recognize. This one is the squid in rice. And here, for those of us who wish to have some Chinese food while we are out in Croatia, this is the only Chinese restaurant down there. So you get your fix of your local cuisine, you get your fix of your daily Chinese cuisine as well. Now, we have taken a flight, we have landed back in Singapore. We shall now rest a bit, pause a bit, and we shall take a cruise. I know now that cruise is not the best time to go, but you can take this for your consideration, because what I'm going to introduce you is one of the newer ships that was built in 2016. It's called Genting Dream. The passenger capacity is about 3,352, and it has 18 decks. It's only launched in 2016, so it's considered pretty new. In this Genting series of cruises, you have the World Dream, you have the Explorer Dream. World Dream was built in about 2018. Explorer Dream was refurbished from the Star Cruise series of cruise ship, the Star Cruise Virgo. So this is the sister boats of Genting Dream. Now, what you see is the interior cabin. That means there is no window. It's just two bunk beds. Of course, you have the drinks and the shower area. Definitely, it's enough for 2 persons. Though you might need a clock to tell you the time, because there's no windows, there's no nothing to tell you the time of the day. Some of the cuisines you can find on the cruise ship. This one here will be your daily breakfast, your buffets, as well as your meals of the dim sum meals. And some, of course, to note, cruise ship, they have their included meals, they are chargeable meals as well. Now here are some of the cuisine that are chargeable. And this one here is what we call the let me just look at it. Right, this is where they cook it on the spot for you. And the chef has made it in a point of a heart that gets you, but the rice is the end of once you finish your meal, the rice will come to you. The top two fixtures actually are chargeable at a 24-hour restaurant called the Blue Lagoon. And while you are there, they will have several menus also to start you off because it's 24 hours, and even you get hungry at 2 a.m. in the morning, you still can go down to the Blue Lagoon and get something before you walk around or get your thing as well. Now, these are some of the activities. I know some of you are expecting, is that a rope course while I'm on a cruise ship? Yes, that is a rope course. And if you can see, I'm not very sure you can see this part here. This part here is a little zip line. And in the other side of this cruise ship, you can actually zip line across the rope course. Just zip line. And at the top, of course, you have the water slides. There are, of course, the chess games, the table tennis, basketball court, rock climbing walls, as well as some other activities you can do. And if you are interested in the bars, there are a lot of bars around as well. And of course, there are shoppings for branded goods in the ship as well. So, and also, Genting Dreams, their port of calls, you have very interesting port of calls like Thailand, Lam Chabang. You have the Sikonoville in Cambodia. You have Phuket as well as they do have a port of call in Myanmar too. All right, so that is one way of getting the audience to, the cruise port of call fixed as well. Now, we have gone on the flight, we have gone on the cruise. Now, sit back, relax, and enjoy a coach ride for the next few hours. Where are we going by coach? From Singapore to Genting Highlands, which is nearby KL, is about 7 hours. If you're going into Kuala Lumpur from Singapore, it's about 6 hours. And you're going into Malacca, about 5 hours. This is calculated estimation of the clearing the customs, the two customs, as well as the traffic conditions. Now let's take a look at where we are heading to. We'll head to Genting Highlands. Now, as you can, Genting Highlands is located in the mountains. So as we turn up the roads, the winding roads, you get a very foggy experience. By the time you head up to the lobby, either you get dizzy or either you are fine because you are used to traveling up already. So Genting Highlands, the First World Hotel has about 7,351 rooms over 3 towers. But their outdoor theme park is under renovation. And their outdoor theme park is out of this world. You really cannot find it in like Disney or even Universal. It's very different because it's under their own creation. So they come up with an indoor theme park, which is called the Sky Tropolis. And these are some of the cuisines you can find in Genting Highlands. Chinese cuisine, Western cuisine, Korean cuisines, whichever cuisine you want, you possibly can find it in Genting Highlands because it's a very huge area. And you even have your dim sum fix as well. Right, so this is where we get the dim sum fix and get a lot of food. You will never run out of food options down there. You also never run out of entertainment options. You have karaoke, you have bowling, you have movie theaters as well. And you have places to visit, Shinshui Temple and the cable car ride as well. Here, we have come to the end of today's speech, but I would like to let you know we have various ways of traveling and we will never let the COVID-19 stop us from traveling. Even though we are not able to travel physically, we can only travel online as for now. I leave you with this quote of mine, my favorite quote of all. Traveling, it leaves you speechless. It turns you into a storyteller. Thank you. Back to you, Dennis.
Thank you very much, Sasha, for that nice long tour that we can take anytime we want, whether the weather's bad or we can't go out or anything like that. So it's a great way to see the world. Thank you very much. All right, we have our next speaker is going to be Pallavi, and her evaluator is, who our assigned evaluator is not here, so I'll go ahead and evaluate her. What Pallavi is going to be working on is the project out of the Entertaining Speaker Manual, project number 4, and it's a dramatic talk. And it's supposed to be 5 to 7 minutes long. So, Madam Timer, 5 to 7 minutes or regular timing for a speech. And this is going to be a very interesting presentation because of basically her title is kind of interesting, and also the way she's going to present it. Because what she's supposed to do is develop an entertaining, dramatic talk about an experience or incident, and include vivid imagery, characters, and dialogue. And she's supposed to deliver the talk in an entertaining manner. And since it is a talk, she's going to do it a little bit differently. She's even going to blank out her screen so we won't see her, but we'll be listening to. Is that right, Lalith? Okay. All right. So the title of her speech is Dilemma of Decision Making. So please help me welcome our next speaker, Pallavi. Dilemma of Decision Making. Go ahead, Pallavi.
Okay. Just a quick check. Am I audible?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. So I start?
Yes. Go ahead. Start.
Okay. Okay. Good evening, fellow Toastmasters and guests from the entire world. Now, today, my project is a dramatic talk. Now, when we talk about drama, I think being a woman itself is a big drama because the creator itself has infused a lot of emotions into women to create all sorts of drama whenever necessary with whatever recipe the women wants. And me and I myself being a woman would be trying my best to come up with the best recipe to create a perfect drama. Now today what my fellow speakers have mentioned about is one is about dream and second is about traveling. Coincidentally and fortunately enough, my drama includes both. So to quickly start off, each one of us have a dream. I too and my family too had a dream. With a turbulent last year or with a turbulent past year, we planned a long holiday of 10 days with 4 of us, me, my husband, my 2 kids, aged 12 and 9, and my mother-in-law and my father-in-law. Now what happened, it was a very long, well-planned trip to Australia, and it was like we are planning our trip first time with my husband's family outside Asian continent. And it was full of so much of enthusiasm, especially in Singapore. PSLE means something very big. So my elder son had already gone through PSLE exams this year. And I had promised my elder son that, okay, once you clear up your PSLE exams, we'll be going for a perfect holiday with entire family. And here, my elder son came up with a wonderful presentation or online traveling about Australia. We will go to Sydney, we'll go to Melbourne. And the best part was, he said, Papa, every time we have been traveling by economy class, this time we would travel by business class. And guess what? Papa said, yes, dear, we would do that. And not only that, the bonus was we'll be traveling by Qantas, the best airline probably, right? So everything was there. We had booked 2 bungalows instead of booking a hotel room, we opted for bungalows, booked on Airbnb, and everything was well planned, well before time, at least 6 months before. And here, the scene changes and there's outbreak of COVID. Still, we were calm that, okay, not to worry, things will settle down soon. It's not that big deal, and we'll be able to make our trip to Australia. My friend is in Melbourne, so I told her, okay, hi, buddy, I would be coming over there, and I think I would have met her after 20 years. And she said, okay, perfect, fine. Everything is fine over here. You people can come down and we'll take care of everything. So I said, okay, fine. So she said, when are you reaching Australia? I said, in fact, I typed Friday the 13th. And all of a sudden, my all instincts blew up that what? Friday the 13th is the day when I would be reaching Australia. And what all things came up into my mind that, now, this is superstition rocking my head that, is it really possible that Friday the 13th can really turn out bad for me? But still, Wednesday night, we were packing our baggages till 12:30 midnight. We were all prepared with our sanitizers, Dettol, tissues and whatnot, masks and everything for a wonderful journey together. And after packing off, I went to bed, and before going to bed, I was watching few videos around Korea, because at that time, Korea was peaking up with COVID cases. And then I saw various things of testing like swab tests and everything. And at the same time, the same images were in my mind that how about if my children are passing through the same swab test and various tests, it could be painful. How about being quarantined in a country where we are foreigners? Things would turn up difficult. And with this thought, I went off to bed. Early in the morning when I woke up, it was already 12th March. And the first thing that I read on the message sent by my friend was, Pallavi, WHO has declared it to be pandemic. Please check travel advisory before you travel out with the kids. And early morning, I just shook off my husband sleeping and he said, what is it? I said, WHO has declared a pandemic and I guess we should cancel off our trip. He said, okay, I'll get up, I'll cancel the trip. And first time I thought, how come? I said something and my husband agreed to it. So I just rushed off to my office because I had to work from the office and then we had to come back and we just had to leave for the airport. So I said, okay, fine. And when I reached office, I asked my husband, did you cancel the tickets? Did you cancel the booking? He said, I'm trying. It's not going, it's not happening. And there were so many things. It was a dilemma between heart and mind. It was a lot of planning. It was a lot of investments. And it was a lot of emotions put into this particular trip. But at the other hand, there was dilemma that my heart was ranging out that should we put ourselves into this risk? Should I put my children into this risk? What if we are quarantined over there? And when we come back here, we are again quarantined. So it's almost a month of lockdown for us. And guess what? Here begins the drama. When my son comes from school, he calls me up in the office and he said, Mummy, Papa is saying that we have canceled the trip. Why? I said, we can be quarantined. So what? At least we'll be in Australia. We'll stay quarantined. Like, I was like dazed off for a moment that what? My child is not understanding. So I tried to make him understand. And he was like crying and wailing loudly on the phone. How can you cancel the trip? Yeah, I want to go. We'll see. How can you be so negative? We should start off. And he said, okay, we would be going. I said, okay, fine. You talk to Papa. If Papa is ready, we can take the risk. And here the scene was not over. Next comes my younger one from the school. And he gives me a call. Oh, Mommy, Bhaiya is saying that we've canceled our trip. Is it true? And I said, yes, Ishan, that's true. And ultimately, with so much of confusion and dilemma, my husband said, okay, now next turn, my husband called, he said, okay, we are moving. It's like 5 o'clock, 7 o'clock, we have to leave for the airport. And he said, okay, you come home, we'll leave. I said, okay, fine. And then I said, listen, I didn't even tell my parents that I'm making this Australia trip happening because I know my parents would say that it's not a good idea. So there was this dilemma going on in my mind. Should I or should I not? And then came a thought in my mind that man proposes and God disposes. So this was the will of God by like putting more pressure on my heart to come to a firm decision that yes, we should not go ahead with this trip. So dear friends, with this particular episode that recently happened to me and my family, luckily the heart won over the mind. We have been refunded after a lot of struggle all our investment from the airlines as well as Airbnb. So at crucial moments like this, I think it's not only we have to listen to our heart for ourselves, but we have to spread this empathy towards everyone. When I see videos online with respect to being with people being so selfish to fellow people with respect to like hoarding of things and whatnot and passing nasty remarks, it's time to be empathetic. It's time to concern humans as humans, to stand for everyone in this time. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much, Pallavi. Glad you decided to stay safe at home. All right, our next presentation, we have 2 more speakers. Our next speaker is actually working on the same project, and her evaluator is CJ. CJ, do you have some more information that you'd like to tell us about what Mina is going to talk about? CJ?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yes.
Yes, Mina is going to talk about the Entertaining Speaker Project 4, a dramatic talk. The speaker is to entertain the audience with a 5 to 7 minutes dramatic speech. The speech material is to be drawn from the speaker, personal experience or imagination. The speaker shall not act out the incident, but rather interpret it for the audience using narration and dialogue. Good luck, Mina.
Okay, thank you, CJ. Okay, I'll give a little bit more information for Mina. It's actually going to be a mystery. Her title of her speech is Nature Bestowed. And she didn't give me any information, so she'll have to explain what she means by nature bestowed. So please help me welcome our next speaker, 5 to 7 minutes long for a timer. Please help me welcome Mina. Nature bestowed.
Thank you, everyone. Just a quick check. You can hear me well? Okay. Good afternoon, good evening, fellow Toastmasters, and good morning to some of the Toastmasters. Yes, there is going to be mystery in my speech, or rather, it is more relevant to the mood of the day, the travel. Yes, fortunately, I have also come up with a story that is related to the recent travel that I made. You will be wondering and you will be surprised. Did you travel recently? Did you by any chance go to China or some other places that we are a little bit worried about? No, don't worry. I went to a very beautiful country. It is surrounded by ocean on all the sides. Apparently, it is surrounded by 3 oceans. It is a very small country. It has a history of beyond 3,000 years or even more. It has a unique history of starting Buddhism. It has a unique history of taking place in the ancient epic of India, which is the Ramayana. So by now, some of you might have guessed which country I'm talking about. Yes, it is none other than Sri Lanka. I went to Sri Lanka recently, even after there was a COVID outbreak, but it was not that heavy at that time. When I went to Sri Lanka, it was peaceful. Even Singapore was peaceful and everything was under control. So me, my family, my in-laws and my little daughter decided to go to and take this vacation. A long waited one after my delivery. Probably I have not been to a vacation for nearly 2 years. So I was very excited and awaiting this trip. We made the decision and we went to the trip, unlike Pallavi and others who couldn't make it because of the country or the travel advisory that happened. Yes, the country was very beautiful. To start with, when we landed in the country, the people around there were very friendly. They were well aware of the COVID situation, and there, Singapore was mentioned to be a country where people from this country need to go through a temperature check. So even though we had to go through a temperature check, they were very friendly to us and they didn't trouble us at all. Having seen me with a child, they helped me with everything that they could, and they helped me to bypass the line and give me a priority queue for immigration. I was, as everybody say, first impression makes the entire day or entire trip go for it. So the first impression was very fine, and I had a strong will that the trip is going to go well. So we started and stepped out of the airport, and I was surprised to see that the country was very calm, very decent, with full of greenery all around. To name the place, it was Negombo. Negombo is 45 minutes away from the capital, Colombo. The day we started the trip, we had a very fine outing of going to the lagoon, which is the backwater of the seas. So there was a boat, and we were all taken in the boat, and it went for around 15-20 minutes, and there it stopped. And in between the sea, we were led to get down. I was surprised and I was taken aback. Will it be safe to get down here? Because it's in the middle of the sea. But to my surprise, the water was only this much deep. So imagine, it was a very funny very interesting place to view the sunset and have a very delicious nature-bestowed fruits. I mean, the very unique fruits of Sri Lanka. So we enjoyed that. And to my surprise, I was thinking, where will I throw all the waste of this fruit that I had? The outer part of the shell of the watermelon and the banana peel, and what will I do with that? I thought, okay, let me carry as usual in my bag and throw it wherever I get to see a dustbin. To my surprise, I saw that the boat went inside, deep inside the sea, and still it was shallow. And there was a place where the mangrove was falling over into the sea. That time, that place was something different. I was thinking, what is going to happen? Then the boatman asked me to put all the waste of fruit into the front of the boat. I was thinking, what is this guy blabbering about? Why would I throw rubbish on the boat? But still, I obeyed his advice and I put it on the front portion of the boat. After a blink of my eye, I saw there was a huge number of monkeys on the boat trying to get the waste or trying to get the unused part of the fruit. From that day onwards, my trip in Sri Lanka was always alongside of nature, alongside of other living beings, starting from monkeys, elephants on the road, deers on the road, everything you can see, and they are living aside and nobody is disturbed, neither the animals nor the humans. So I was surprised to see, am I living in some heaven or something? See, the animals exist and I travel in my car without either disturbing the other. That day, I was taken aback. Are we being selfish at times? Are we being thinking about only ourselves? Are we only thinking about our family? Are we only self-oriented? Yes, after seeing that country, I thought we should be thinking about the nature around us. We should be enjoying every single thing that we see. In Singapore, you might not see monkeys or you might not see elephants on the road, but you would be able to see little puppies or pussycats or some birds. Don't shoo them away. Just enjoy the moment. Just live with them along and enjoy the nature with you. With that, back to you, Toastmaster of the day.
Thank you very much, Mina. We do need to take a look at nature and try to enjoy ourselves as much as we can. Thank you. All right, we're moving on to our last presentation for the evening as far as speaking is concerned. And our next evaluator is Chandri. Or do you have the information for evaluating our next speaker, Chandri?
I do have the information and I can read it out to you whenever you are ready.
Yes, go ahead.
The objective of this speech is to prepare a speech praising or honoring someone, either living or dead. The address is 5 areas concerning the individual and his or her accomplishments. Include anecdotes illustrating points within the speech. Time is 5 to 7 minutes. Let me quickly introduce Hiren. Hiren is short and simple. He's Toastmaster Hiren. So I am going to hand over the
I've got one more thing to say about it. Okay, I'll make a few more comments for Hiren. Now, what Hiren is going to do is he is going to praise someone. He's decided to select a member of our club and talk about him, what he's done and how he's helped our club. So please help me welcome Hiren, who is going to speak and praise about a member of our club, Toastmaster Panos. Go ahead, Hiren.
All right, so just a minute before I set it up, if I can have the screen share rights enabled, I think I have it disabled. Yeah, all right, so just a moment and I will be there setting up. All right, and let me just also set up the timer. All right, so let's begin. I hope you are able to see the screen. So just a show of hands so that I can be very doubly sure that you're able to see the screen. Perfect. So having started, so I am going to praise a member of the team, and this is the last speech, and let's make it the most energetic, most lovely, because the person I'm going to be praising is a part of us. So it's not anyone living, dead, or so it's very much living, it's very much alive, very much present here, and I can see him in front of my screen as well. So let's make the last one very energetic, very lively, and I want everyone's participation. So if you can get in your video out, that would be wonderful, because you know, this is not about PowerPoint. This is all about embracing this person's contribution. So thank you if you got your video active and alive. This is the last, and I will have the best for the last. So the person I'm going to praise is someone that is very much part of us, and that comes in from Greece, and he is none other than Toastmaster Panos. And why I have chosen him is, you will soon discover in the slides that follow, but an amazing personality that we have today. Someone, while I was looking at speech, I was thinking, and who do I bring in? Do I bring in a political personality? Do I bring in a personality from Hollywood? Do I bring in a social worker? But then I said, okay, let me go not too far, but from our club, who inspires me every Friday, who brings in that extra energy to meeting, who connects everyone. And that's where I shortlisted on this particular individual, and that's why I Toastmaster Panos. So this is, as you can see from the picture again, a very effervescent, very expressive, and you know, his smile is very infatuating. In fact, you know, if I were to steal something, I would be stealing his smile. Let's begin, or let's go back to a history, just for us to understand where it all began. So the journey began in Zurich, and this is back in 2014 when our dear friend Toastmaster Panos was attending a training, and there were a lot of presenters in the training. And he got so impressed by their speaking that he asked that, you know, where do you get such energy from? And they said, we're all Toastmasters. So that interested him, and he immediately jumped in, saying that, how can I, tell me more about Toastmasters, and how can I get going with Toastmasters? So he was called into the club meeting, the English-speaking Toastmasters Club in Zurich. And he was the invited guest, like always, but he got so impressed that he said, no, I want to join the club. And that is in the first meeting. But these guys said, no, hold on, you know, have some patience and just see if this is comfortable. So they said, no, why don't you just come in again for the next meeting? So he came again for the next meeting, and again he got impressed and said that, no, I am desperately going to join the club. I'm not leaving this premises till you offer me to join the club. And so they had to agree, and then history says it's also, so Panos stuck on to them, and then from a new member became a VPE, and then the president of the club. So that is history in the making. We now move to Greece, where back in 2017 he moved from Zurich to Greece, and that's where he is, and currently he's also part of the oldest English-speaking club in Greece. And this continued till in 2019 he discovered our friend Willie and the Singapore Online English Toastmaster Club, and he said, this is a next level challenge I want to take in. And it was a goodwill and blessings for this club that we had an enthusiastic member like Panos joining us, and then rest is history. So this is all about the little journey that our friend has sailed in. Now I'll tell you why he's so inspired. So first is he became, if you've been thinking, he became the winner of the first online Toastmaster contest. I mean, wow, what a fantastic achievement, inspires me. Second, he's also completed the Advanced Communicator Silver, yeah. And what's more important is that this is coming soon, which is his next level, which is Advanced Communicator Gold. And I think he is just a few speeches away from having this big task. So again, a great inspiration for Toastmaster on how you sail your journey. Yeah. What makes it even more inspiring? Attends 99% of the club meeting. I know which one is not attended. Panos, correct me later if I'm wrong, but it is, I think, the 14th February or the Valentine's Day meeting, if I'm not right. I had a speech and you're not there. And I remember it could be because of the Valentine's Day commitment. I don't follow it, but attends 99% of the club meeting, does multiple roles. He's Toastmaster of the Day, speaker, table topics, evaluator. Wow, a multifaceted personality all in one role. Provides written evaluation to every speech is evaluated. How many of us do that? I mean, I have been and party to his evaluation and he gives a detailed evaluation in writing. Amazing, amazing inspiration. And is also assisting the club execo in doing their day-to-day tasks. So all of this make it a multifaceted personality in Panos. What else? I asked Panos saying that I want to speak about you. Can you give me some pointers about you? Now, if either of us would have been asked with this question, we would have again sent 4 or 5 pointers to the speaker saying that, okay, speak this about me. These are my achievements. Now, what makes Panos different is when I asked this question, he sent me this. Yeah, look at the details of the email. So if either of us would have given 5, 6 points, this is the effort he's taking to writing in detail in terms of what my speech has to be. That's why he is inspiring. This is what makes a difference. Now, I am not alone saying it. I asked this question to fellow Toastmasters. So this is what they have to say. And these are some wonderful connects that if I have to buy Panos, I will buy your teeth. Wow. Panos is a beautiful forehead and a fascinating treasure trove inside the forehead. Warm, friendly Toastmasters that juggles the role. What beautiful comments. Extremely confident Toastmaster with the potential to be a great leader. Very smiling face, pleasure to be always seeing you deliver. Lively, energetic, and a happening person. These are all the good comments that have been come. Exemplary example of listening and learning by doing. Never fails to impress. Is a global citizen. Yeah. Now these have been some fascinating factors. And now, Panos, you're thinking what should be your next move? I will tell you what should be your next move. You're telling thank you to everyone and especially thank you to you, to me. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening.
Thank you very much, Hiren. All true words about Panos. Thank you very much. Very well deserved. Okay, well, that concludes our speaking part of the program. And instead of taking a break, I think we'll head forge on through and go through to the evaluations. And what I'm also going to do is I'm going to change the order of the evaluation a little bit because I think one of our evaluators needs to leave a little bit earlier. So I'm going to let Joan go ahead and be the first evaluator so that she can give her evaluation of Panos's presentation. Let's see, I think that's what it was. Joan, could you go ahead and evaluate?
Angela, I'm evaluating Angela's speech.
Oh, I'm sorry, Angela, okay.
Okay, hi. So should I begin?
Yes, go ahead.
All right. So first of all, I would like to really, really congratulate Angela. She is a multi-talented person. I've known her for now almost over a year, but I mean, the more I come close to her, the more I listen to her and the more I talk to her, I come to know something new. So she's an admirable person and I love her enthusiasm even at this age. She exudes a lot of passion, enthusiasm, and her, especially for her love for Toastmasters and now her writing. Facts tell and stories sell. And she had multiple stories for us to convey today, which is a great asset. In fact, storytelling is an asset by itself. The couple of stories that I can emphasize are especially about how she got inspired by her son and he wanted her to add some famous people in her blog, and so that was first thing I would like to tell is her storytelling capacity. Awesome. Her second capacity or a second admirable quality is her content organization. She has lovely content organization. great introduction. I mean, she started off with saying, what is a blog? And which kind of, like simple and, just builds your curiosity. A very vivid, descriptive way of saying, which creates just a good mental picture in your mind about what she is trying to say. And thirdly, very simple words and simple language, simple sentences, no jargon of words, proper grammar use. So everything was admirable about her content organization, also admirable way of organizing her story about her speech. Her third quality or her third excellent point of her speech was her call to action. I mean, at the end of it, she said, oh, come and, look at her blog, and which was, I really like that. I mean, she has achieved her purpose. What I really want her to work on her first is her eye contact. I feel in order to take her speech to a next level, she really has to build her eye contact looking at the camera. I saw her looking up, and which didn't kind of create that connection. So I would really appreciate or ask Angela to work on her eye contact. Look at the camera, don't look up, look at us. And secondly, on her vocal variety, I find it's like it's for words or certain sentences, she, like, for say, when she said amazing, I would have really liked a little bit more enthusiasm, little bit more vocal variety when she used certain words like amazing and like powerful words like this. And thirdly, keep the sentences short. And although they are simple languages, sentences are simple, but the sentences are long, and so try to keep them short. Again, to summarize again, I would really like her content organization, her storytelling, but as well as her simple words and languages. But I really hope she works on her eye contact, vocal variety, and keeping her sentences short. Thank you so much. Thank you, Angela. Back to you, Toastmasters of the day.
Thank you very much, Joan. And before I forget, I forgot to have everybody vote. The timing is in the chat box, and I'm going to go ahead and launch the voting for the best speaker. Okay, we've got 4 out of 24 people voting. Wait a minute, this is table topics. Where's the other one? Do we have the poll up for best speaker yet? Oh, here we go. All right. Okay, please vote for the best speaker. It should be up now. Okay, we've got about half of the people voting. Need some more votes. We're exactly half. Okay, I'm going to close the vote in about 5 seconds. All right, I'm going to stop polling, and the winner is, looks like it's Hiren. Congratulations, Hiren. Okay, now we can move on to the next evaluator. Our next evaluator is going to be, let's see, be Lalith for Panos's presentation, Lalith.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead.
Timer, can I see the timer?
You may need to move your screen back and forth to get her in gallery view.
Yes, I'm going to go on my left. Okay, I got it. All
Okay.
right.
Right.
Running Wild, Panos. That was your title. And this title was very curious. And your speech has a nice organization that was structured into a start with 2 questions, which touched our hearts. You asked, is there a pet or an object that you take care of? So this generated certain emotions, first touching the heart. Then you went to the body of your speech, asking a question about whether we need improvement in our online club. So you pointed out a very difficult area to talk about. Having good evaluations in the club and making sure our transitions are smooth were your concerns. Then what was difficult was getting these new people. So you argued that this can be done, this is a good thing, because there will be fresh perspectives that comes to the club with people from all around the world, and these people could be much experienced. So your logic was nice in my opinion. And then you face some difficult questions. How do we measure the experience? So you answered it very comfortably with a very clever way, that is to do the homework. And not only that, you said, let's talk about this after the meeting. So that's a caring nature. Audience did not say improvements to the meeting were not necessary. That was one of the crucial things. Their question was about how do we get these good evaluations. So in that way, you really won. Actually, nobody argued with you regarding whether we want improvements or not. So in the start, you connected to the heart, and when you went to the body, then you were talking to the brain. Now the information was flowing. And in that, you said, with facial expressions and vocal variety, your points. And when the question came, you were a little bit high in your vocal variety, and also facial expressions faded. So I suggest that in the next meetings, what you can do is practice this questioning part, so that you have a low voice and an attentive facial expression and a connecting voice that you had in the beginning. So you said you and I can talk about this after the meeting. These kind of pronouns, connecting pronouns, can be in high frequency in your speech, I believe. You didn't use any visual aid, and then you were confident with answering the questions, and that there you showed a little bit of an authoritative style, which was needed. Generally, the idea is you are a very connecting personality, but when you answered, you were powerful. So connection before correction was there. Well done.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Okay, moving on. Let's see. Our next speaker was Shan, and her evaluator is Yanping. Are you ready, Yanping? Go ahead and start your evaluation of Shan. Okay. Can't hear. Go ahead, Yanping. Here, okay, I unmuted you. Go ahead.
Okay. Shan, I really enjoyed your storytelling. You have a very organized story outline. Okay, starting with 3 points. okay, 3 ways of traveling, and then you expanded on each point. It's very well organized. Okay, your introduction sums up our disappointment that we cannot travel. This is a very good introduction. Okay, you use humor when describing the city of Split, and this makes it very memorable. And you even build a story based on that word itself. And the pictures that you share online keeps me engaged. And I really enjoyed, the online tour of the countries, starting from Croatia, and then later on a cruise, and later on, and then we ended at Genting by coach. Now you may want to work on your momentum. When you are talking about, when you're narrating about Genting, I begin to notice that you start to lose momentum in terms of your vocal quality. But what really saved the moment is a very engaging graphic, a picture of that heart-shaped rice dish. So overall, this is a very well-presented presentation. I really enjoyed that trip. Thank you very much, Shanshan.
Okay, thank you, Yanping. Okay, our next presenter was Pallavi, and I will be evaluating her. See, Pallavi, your presentation, Pallavi, was to give us a dramatic talk, and that you did. You talked about a dilemma, so you had that all sprinkled out through your presentation. You talked about your family trip and how your kids were whining that they wanted to have the trip. You talked about a friend who was, I think you wanted to go visit, you hadn't seen for a while, but it also happened to be on Friday the 13th. So there's a lot of combination of dilemma and drama that you've created in your presentation. I would like you had some interesting words you used, turbulent, and I said you did have a lot of items where you can build up some drama and dilemma. And I'd like to see you put a little bit more into that. I think that there's plenty of opportunities to really build it up. Think of it as like if you see some of the either TV shows or movies where there's something about ready to happen, you hear a lot of loud music and things happening in the background in the movies. And this isn't really the movies, but in a presentation where you can only speak, you need to be able to create that. Especially one of the easy ones would have been Friday the 13th. And you could have said something about chills ran up my spine when I remembered that it was going to be Friday the 13th to add a little bit more drama into the presentation. You had the dilemma there, but you need to add a little bit more of the drama. So I think that was mainly what I would see in your presentation. You gave us plenty of items for dilemma, which was part of your title of your presentation, and the decisions that you made or had to make in these different dilemmas. But the thing that was a little bit that could be improved in this presentation was to add more drama into the presentation by maybe emphasizing or using some more adjectives and adverbs in how you felt or how everybody else felt. And actually that's what drama is feeling. And so I would encourage you to, when you do presentations and talk about drama, to think about feelings and also talk about that and try to describe that so that you will promote and everybody will see the feelings and they'll feel what you're trying to tell them. Otherwise, it's a very good presentation. Probably enjoyed your presentation. Okay. All right. Our next evaluator for basically the same project is CJ, and CJ is going to be evaluating Mina. So CJ, are you ready to go? I thought I saw CJ here. Yep, CJ's here.
Yes, I'm here.
Okay, go ahead and start.
Okay. Fantastic Friday, fabulous Toastmaster and distinguished guests. Mina meets the objective of being an entertaining speaker. I feel that entertaining speech doesn't really need to make us laugh. Instead, Her messages was very effective. She delivered ideas and inspired and diverse emotions. She excelled in her vocal variety and her gesture was very effective. Her volume of vivid vocabulary. She painted the country Sri Lanka and built vivid images inside my mind. To improve, I feel that Mina need to add pauses in her speech to draw the audiences in. Basically, I feel that her pace is too fast. She can also engage the audiences more by asking more questions. For example, she can ask, "Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever seen an elephant walking on the road?" She can also act in drama to show her feelings. She can reenact the different scenarios between her family and her to make it more dramatic. The challenge for her to soar to greater heights is to add in a stronger call to action. All in all, Mina is an eloquent speaker. She excels in her hand gesture. Just to take note of engaging the audience more by asking more questions. And to maybe add in the drama, reenact the different situations and scenarios. The challenge for her is to use a quote to build a powerful climax in the ending. For example, she can use a powerful quote. "Wherever you go, no matter what's the weather, always bring your own sunshine." Back to you, nature. Back to you, Toastmaster of the Day, Dennis.
Thank you, CJ. Okay, we have one more evaluator for the last presenter. Our last speaker was Hiren. And Chandra, are you ready to evaluate Hiren?
I
You're
am.
ready? Go ahead.
Just a quick question. How much time do I get for the evaluation? Is it
2 to 3?
So I have to cross 2, right? Is that what the threshold
yes, minimum
is?
2. Yeah, you shoot for 2, minimum 2.
Got it. Thank you so much.
Ready whenever you go. Ready to start.
Okay, thank you. Hiren, thank you for a wonderful speech. The way I'm basically going to be evaluating you is I'm going to quickly talk about your speech a bit, and then I will break down the evaluation in an acronym, which will actually go with the word praise. So I would have to say, the way you started the speech was wonderful. It kept us on our toes wondering, who is he talking about? You talked about and how well was it suited for the situation? Excellent, because all of us are Toastmasters. So nothing like actually picking on, not picking, but selecting a Toastmaster who can actually tell you who we can actually relate to. So let me quickly talk about how I'm going to evaluate your speech. I actually have broken it down as in praise. So P stands for poise. I thought you were a very well-poised speaker. You took control, you brought about certain energy. R, you related the person to the audience. You kept us guessing who it was. You kept saying it's part of one of us, and this meeting has a lot of people, so we were wondering who could that be. Coming down to A, anecdotes. Well, you actually used other members to talk about Panos. They weren't really anecdotes, but we can kind of massage it a little bit and make it into anecdotes where they shared certain things, what they liked about Panos. I, intrigue. I know I started by saying intrigue earlier on, but intrigue by making us wonder who it was about. S, speech structure. Your intro was very good, your body. What I liked the best was in the end, when you told Panos that he has to actually thank you for the speech. I love that. That was really classic, you know. That's coming back with self-praise, man. There you go. E. Everyone was involved in this speech. You did not leave anyone behind. You know, you had everybody turn on the camera so you could relate to them. You could see their faces, you could see their expression, you could see whether they were smiling. So all of them were relating to you and you were in control. Back to you, Toastmaster of the evening or day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Yeah, it is day for some of us, but it is evening in Singapore. Thank you. And it's about ready. Let's see, Willie, is the polls ready for me to put up? Okay. All right, please. Whoops. All right, let me clear this. Where are we? Whoops, that's not it either. Where? Okay. Where are we as far as evaluator? Is this it? Okay, that looks right. Okay, please vote for the best evaluator. Okay, we got 40%. 43% needs more. Okay, less than half of you have voted. Please vote. All right, I'm gonna give it 10 more seconds. All right, looks like we got a pretty good difference here. So I'm going to go ahead and end the polling. And the winner is Lalith. Congratulations. All right, so I'm going to go ahead now and conclude my part of the program. I enjoyed being your Toastmaster of the day or evening. Thank you, all the participants, for getting back to me with your information about your presentations. It helped me a lot in making sure that we had our schedule set up. So really appreciate that, everybody. Thank you. And now I will let our president conclude the meeting. Go ahead, Willie.
Okay, thank you, Toastmaster of the day. Before I close the meeting, first of all, let's congratulate Toastmaster Pano for achieving his advanced communicator goal. That's the last of the communication track, the old menu. Unfortunately, advanced leader silver won't, he can still take, but he will not be recognized in the next year ECP point. Second item is, can I have the guest stable for Germany and Oscar for Germany could give us his feedback, since there are the two foreign Toastmasters coming for the East, for Europe and for somewhere in South America. Stable, your time. Just a 1 or 2 minutes feedback about the meeting.
Thanks very much for having the opportunity to attend this online meeting. As I said at the beginning, it was one of my very first online meetings, and I enjoyed it from beginning to end. Towards the end, I was a bit distracted because there were some messages online because tomorrow we will have the area contest in our area, and it's also preparation. I guess I will come back sometime, as long as there is no working in Germany right now. I might come next Friday or in a fortnight if I'm allowed. Let's see. And thank you. And I really enjoyed all the speeches, evaluations, the insights. And of what I really love is this intercultural setting. People from all over the world coming to this meeting. And this is, I have traveled a lot in my past times, and I will travel again, probably also to Singapore, but also to many other countries. So, wow, I really enjoyed it. Thank you very much. And there are so many more things to say. I think for now, that's enough. Keep in touch. Thank you.
Thank you, Stephen. Toastmaster Oscar from Mexico. Can I have your feedback and how we can your feedback about the meeting?
Okay, thank you for yielding the floor, Mr. President. And yes, I had a quite pleasant surprise because there are plenty of things that hadn't realized until now about being able to hold a successful meeting online. Because, for example, we've only had one online meeting in my club. This next coming Monday would be our second, and I saw the organization because we are supposed to distinguish between who are visitors and who are the members of the club, and you are supposed to be able to see who has what post in the working table of the meeting, and I know, and I took many notes about how to make a successful meeting online. Thanks to you for the willingness to receive members from foreign countries. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Oscar. The Singapore Online English Toastmaster Club meeting, we are a 100% online club. We do not have a physical venue. We meet virtually at this meeting number. So we are different for the physical club. Although most of us are also a physical club officer as well. Well, welcome. You are welcome to come back any of the Friday, 365 days, and we hope we'll be here for the next 20 years. It's a very ambitious, but that's a goal that we are going to go for. And we have returning guests for Sri Lanka. Lalith, give us your feedback. This is the second meeting you attended on top of our contest last Friday.
All right, fantastic day. I learned a lot, and it was very interesting to give my first evaluation online, and also to learn from the speeches. I'm very honored, and I'm very happy that in this lockdown, I'm unlocking many potentials of myself and connecting in a disconnected moment. Thank you very much for inviting me.
Thank you. Toastmaster Rena, this is your third visit to the club. Can I have your feedback? How you like the meeting, or how?
Am I to speak?
Yes. Give you a minute to speak. Give you a time.
Okay. I still, as usual, I really enjoy the meeting. I enjoy being a quiet observer. Even sometimes I was given the opportunity to talk. And for today's meeting, I think it's well organized. Most people may think online meeting, it will be easy, but actually it's not. most meetings happen in China. I'm not going to say bad things about them, but kind of. They are very disorganized, you know, and sometimes even a prepared speaker didn't show up. They will just excuse themselves for saying, I didn't prepare well, for like not just one, maybe a couple or three, all the speakers for one meeting, they didn't do their job. So for this Singapore online meeting, I think everyone took their role very seriously, and you all guys have done a great job. So that's why I have this strong will to join your club in the future. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, can I have the guest Roy Ma for Guangzhou Toastmasters District 118? Your feedback over the meeting. Roy? Roy, are you there? Okay, if he's not there, so okay. Let us go to Vijay. Vijay, are you there? Since you are doing your evaluation today. Vijay, are you there? I think you are on mute. Okay. This chapter meeting cannot be that great because there's a lot of people are involved. The whole server club ESCO of the Singapore Online, including Pano and Dennis, who is also part of the team, and not forgetting you, Toastmaster, who have attended this meeting, that make it more fun, entertaining, and wonderful. This shows that empathy that I have set the goal for the club meeting each week, handmade the fruit of labor. The fruit of labor is not there yet, although we are just a new online club that was last started in November 21st, 2019. We are only just 4 months and a half old, but we make every meeting very successful. Although the feedback we receive is our meetings 4 hours long. This is why the Singapore Online Club is different from other online clubs, because they only got 1 hour, 1.5 hours to 2 hours, and we only 3 speakers. We got 6 and a maximum of 15, 15, not 50. It's 15. That's why we are unique. We do this differently for the physical club. That is where we are, Singapore. We do this differently for other online clubs because it's members that cares. Yeah, we care. Not about personal objective, not about personal glory. It's member. We are here to serve the member and help them in their development in their Toastmaster journey. And before I close, can we do one thing? Switch on your webcam. After we share the webcam, and then we pick up a toy, and then we can end the meeting after this. Okay, before that, Vijay, can I have your feedback about the meeting so far? Okay, let us go to my user. I can't find the head. So let us give up a final good shot, and the recording will be available in the next 24 hours. So we subscribe to the Singapore Online Toastmaster YouTube channel every, and the meeting is closed. Not closed. If the meeting is closed, but we are back again for fellowship online. That's party online. The meeting is a jail.